Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Welcome, everyone, to the City Council meeting for Monday, June 8th. If we could have a roll call, Madam Clerk, to establish quorum.
Mr. McClung?
I'm here.
Mr. Meyer?
Here.
Ms. Moyer?
Here.
Mr. Avanzino?
Here.
Mr. Holyfield?
Here.
Ms. Grinning? Here.
All right, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Did you do a roll call? Did you do a roll call? Okay. All right, get a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any additions, corrections? Yes, ma'am.
So I would like to take off the working draft presentation, but change it to social district 90-day trial presentation.
Okay, new business number 1 will be removed.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to add the social district to the agenda, please,
What specifically?
to call for a vote for the ballot.
Okay, you want to call for a vote to put it on the ballot?
For November, yes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed?
No.
I think that's 5-1.
Just for discussion purposes, correct?
No, I'm asking for us, well, of course we have to discuss it, but then I'm going to make a motion to put it on the ballot for November 3rd.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Those in favor of approving the agenda as amended, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right.
Sorry.
Get a motion to approve the minutes for April 27th and May the 11th, if you have no objection to approving both those sets of minutes.
I move we approve the minutes for May 11th, 2026.
Second.
Do you want to approve the minutes for
Huh?
May 11th also?
May 11th and April 27th.
Oh, April 27th. April 27th, there's one correction. My last name is misspelled.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's, besides that, it looks fine.
Okay.
So I make a motion for May 11th and April 27th, 2026 minutes be approved.
Second, if you haven't gotten it.
All right. Mr. Holyfield made the motion to approve April 27th as amended with his name being spelled, and May the 11th. Mr. McClung seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. At this point, we will have a public hearing on vacating portions of Anderson and Step Streets, Block 46, 47, 48 of Riley and Armstrong. Is there anybody here from the public who would like to speak against this vacation? Seeing no one standing up, is there anybody here who would like to speak in favor of the vacation? Would you please come up and state your name and address, please?
My name is Lila Allison, and I am the owner of 48 Anderson. I also have a house outside the city limits at 260 Meadowlark Lane. This hopefully is the last and final thing that we need to clear up for the property boundaries down at Anderson, so I'm very excited. Thank you all for helping me get through all of this and helping to manage making it work. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that came down to the property, that looked at the property, that helped me work it out. And the vacation is the last little thing to address. So there will no longer be a road running through the middle of my house, which I would really appreciate.
Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Actually, is there anybody else here who'd like to speak in favor of this vacation? Hearing none, I deem that the public hearing be closed, and we will continue on with our normal meeting. Brings us up to our commissions and committees reports. We got vacancy on the Planning Commission, so anybody out there in TV land who's interested, or you know anybody who might be interested in being on the Planning Commission, please contact City Hall and pick up an application. Also, the same is true with the CAPC. We have 2 vacancies at both on the CAPC Position 1 and Position 7, and vacancy on the Hospital Commission also. So we also have cemetery positions that we need help on and need some volunteers for that. Mr. McClung?
Yeah, we have Mr. Brent Byler, who is re-upping for the Hospital Commission,
Yes.
and I make the motion that we approve him.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I'll second that.
All right, we got a motion and a second to approve Brian Byler on the Hospital Commission. Is there any other comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, so moved. Thank you, Mr. McClung. All right, so that brings us up to public comments. Please limit your time to 3 minutes.
I believe first is Max. Did I say that correctly? Do we have a Max in the audience? Mel. My deepest apologies.
Good evening. I want to discuss a little bit quickly about the open carry of alcohol. And I'm concerned that the city could be leaving itself open for a lawsuit for negligence. If we allow drinking to be carried around on our open streets, on our sidewalks, up and down our curbs, we're taking a chance of encouraging drinking in the city. And if somebody should decide to go down the rainbow staircase, or perhaps we call it the upstairs that they call it here, that's 30 steps of cement with one handrail in the center. By the time they reach the bottom, hopefully there's not a truck or a car coming by because they're going to be in the middle of the street. I don't think it would take a Harvard graduate to actually, I don't think it'd take a Harvard graduate to bring a lawsuit against us if somebody should take that tumble with a can of beer or an open can of beer in his hand. There's no way to really tell how many drinks the person's having if they go from bar to bar or go to a kiosk. Nobody's watching them. Also, how about the people who are spiking it and not drinking just beer? I think to take it to the public and give it an open forum and to let people vote on it is a bad idea, because not everybody understands the consequences that can happen when we start changing the face of our town. Do we really want to become a beer drinking, that's it, party town? Or do we want to continue bringing families into our town, preserving what we have, enjoying what we have, and let other people enjoy what we have? I'd just like to bring that to the forefront, that I do believe, should we get this passed and get it through, that we're looking at a lawsuit. I hope it doesn't happen. But I just want to bring that in the forefront. I know you're all smart people. I know you've all thought of this. But we need to consider that seriously. Thank you for your time.
All right, Mr. Henderson.
I go quicker than I'm comfortable with, so I apologize in advance. Good evening, Mayor and Council. On behalf of the Eureka
You
Springs...
want to place your name and address?
I'm sorry,
please?
yep, Devin Henderson, Eureka Springs Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of the Eureka Springs Chamber, this letter expresses our strong support for the city's pursuit and development of a comprehensive land use study to guide the future planning, growth, and economic development of Eureka Springs. Specifically, the ongoing property inventory assessment, GIS mapping, and vision plan gap assessment are all foundational initiatives supporting development and grant awards. As our community continues to experience increased interest from visitors, entrepreneurs, and new residents, it is essential that Eureka Springs proactively plan for growth in a way that protects its historic character, natural beauty, and quality of life, while also creating clear pathways for responsible investment and economic opportunity. A thoughtfully prepared, data-driven land use study will provide the framework needed to balance these priorities. It will allow the city to clearly identify appropriate areas for commercial, residential, and mixed-use development, align zoning and infrastructure with current and future needs, and preserve sensitive natural and historic assets while still supporting economic vitality. The Chamber is also aware of current efforts to develop an interactive mapping system and strongly supports this initiative as a critical companion tool to the land use study. Modern mapping and data visualization systems will improve transparency, public engagement, and decision-making by allowing city leaders, stakeholders, and residents to clearly understand how land use patterns, infrastructure, and demographic data intersect. Importantly, the Chamber believes that this work can position Eureka Springs to take advantage of significant state and federal funding opportunities. Many grant programs require clear documentation that projects benefit low and moderate income populations, often defined at the census tract level. By updating and analyzing the census tract data, the city can better identify areas that may qualify for low to moderate income housing designation, which generally requires that at least 51% of residents meet income thresholds tied to the area median income. The designation is frequently necessary for securing funding for infrastructure, housing, and economic development projects intended to serve the broader community. Developing a land use study alongside a modern mapping system will allow Eureka Springs to clearly define eligible service areas for grant funding, strengthen applications for infrastructure, housing, and economic development grants, build a pipeline of shovel-ready projects aligned with funding priorities, and ensure investments are directed to areas with the greatest need and opportunity. From the business community's perspective, this level of planning and data readiness sends a strong signal that Eureka Springs is prepared, organized, and competitive when pursuing external funding. It also supports existing businesses considering expansion and helps attract new enterprises that contribute to job creation and a broader tax base. The Chamber of Commerce is committed to working in partnership with the city, planning professionals, and the public throughout this process.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Terry Wolfenbarger, 75 Wall Street. Happy Pride, y'all. I'm sure by now, I'm sure that you all saw the crosswalk decoration that someone did here recently. I'm here representing a group of citizens, a diverse group, that would like to propose creating permanent art sidewalks throughout the town, starting with Basin Park. We'd love to partner with the city on this. Art crosswalks have proven safety benefits. They reduce crashes by 50%, those involving pedestrians. They encourage better driver behavior, with 27% of drivers more likely to yield to pedestrians. They help reduce speeds, recognizing that, but through the visual, that it's a pedestrian-heavy traffic zone. They are cost-effective. It's an affordable way to improve and beautify public spaces. And they celebrate community identity. They bring forth neighborhood pride. We can involve our local artists and residents in creating this. We would like to see designs that reflect our community, and towards that, we'd like to begin with recreating that progressive pride flag at Basin Park. for a city that is largely LGBTQ compared to other towns. We have 30% is what I've heard average, and called the gayest small town in America. We've hosted diversity weekends for over 30 years now. We would love to begin with this project and then see it expand to others. Get our artists involved and expand this. Anyway, thank you very much. I would love to work with the city on this, and I have reached out towards the Art Council. Haven't heard from them yet, but hope to do so. Thank you.
Hello, Laurel Owen, 15 Eccles. I liked the Pride Flag art installation at Basin Park this past week. It was attractive, and I would support a more permanent Pride flag painted in the crosswalk. At a time in our state when some are trying to censor and ban LGBTQ books in libraries, and the Arkansas governor has renamed June Fidelity Month. Well, with respect, Governor, we call it Pride Month. It's about inclusion and love. Let Eureka be a permanent, safe place for us all. A pride flag is a good place to start. Other lasting art projects on crosswalks could follow, reflecting our bright, loving, creative culture here. Thank you.
And last but not least, Lila.
Lila Allison, 260 Meadowlark Lane. Just want to say it is so nice to hear one of you say that you would like to put the entertainment district up to a vote. I think there have been several of us over the last 2 months that have come and asked you to put it to a vote. A lot of us, certainly people that I have talked to, do not feel like the panel is varied enough to really speak for all of the residents of Eureka Springs. And so giving each resident the opportunity to make their personal vote count, I think, is very important on all fronts. I would like to second that motion and please ask everyone to please consider putting that to a vote for everyone. All of our votes should count, not just the council's. So thank you.
If there's anybody that did not sign up who would like to make a public comment, this would be the time to do so. Madam Clerk.
I have 3 public comments for the record this evening. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Do you have to live in the city limits to say something? No. Absolutely not.
You'll just be limited to 3 minutes, just a reminder.
That's fine. It won't even take 3 minutes. My name is Alvin Bird. I live at 562 Magnetic Road, Eureka Springs, Arkansas, just outside the city limits, which I say is on the edge of insanity. So I've lived here for 22 years and absolutely love this town and the people that are in it. And over again, I have seen this town shoot itself in the foot time and time again, over and over and over. And it's usually the same old people that are raising all the cane. And they're all passing away and leaving us. And I have, in many years, I've served on the CAPC. Ran against that mayor right there years ago at City Council and then put an ad in there to say to please vote him and not vote for me when I lived in the city limits. But I would really, this entertainment district is a great idea. It's been gone over many, many times, and you people need to do what's right. The people of Eureka Springs need to do what's right. So thank you for your time.
This is from Linda McBride to the Mayor and City Council of Eureka Springs. I respectfully oppose the proposed entertainment district regardless of the name under which it is being presented. Eureka Springs is not just another tourist town. It is a unique historic community whose character has been recognized through its inclusion on the National Historic Register of Places. Visitors come here because of our history, architecture, charm, and small-town atmosphere. Expanding public alcohol consumption and the entertainment activities throughout the district 7 days a week from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. moves our community further away from the historic environment that residents and visitors value. Many of us worry that this proposal may bring short-term benefits to a few businesses while creating long-term consequences for the community as a whole. Once the character of a historic town is altered, it is difficult to restore. Economic development and historic preservation do not have opposing goals. I believe that Eureka Springs can continue to thrive, attract visitors, and support local businesses without sacrificing the historic character that makes it unique. Growth should enhance our community, not diminish the qualities that have made it special for generations. I am also concerned about the appearance of potential conflict of interest when an elected official or an immediate family member may receive a direct financial benefit from a decision before the council. Public confidence requires transparency and caution. For that reason, I believe that any council member whose household could financially benefit from the approval of this proposal should voluntarily recuse themselves from both the discussion and the vote. Whether or not such recusal is legally required, it would help preserve public trust in the decision-making process. I urge Council to reject this proposal and instead to continue the historic character, quality of life, and unique identity that have made Eureka Springs a special place for generations. Thank you for your consideration. The second letter is from, or public comment, is from Tom Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen of Eureka Springs City Council, the issues I foresee with an entertainment district are alcohol consumption on the street, necessary on-site public police let me read that one again. Necessary on-site police provision. The third, necessary public restrooms. Fourth, coordinated traffic control before, during, and after. Fifth, town economic awareness of the historic, family-oriented resort community. Sixth, sanitation services for the street before, during, and after the event. 7, impact on businesses not alcohol-related during the event. 8, systematic planning and implementation for city emergency services response, area city parking and traffic control for safety of residents, impact on area restaurants from events, accurate fiscal cost and expense report for each event, coordination with county and state agencies for event. I cannot help but to stress Eureka Springs is a community, small and limited, where events must benefit the community at large, not just a limited few when community resources are fundamentally needed to achieve real success. The third public comment is from Glenna Satterfield. Dear Council, I feel that the social district ordinance is being pushed by the Chamber of Commerce primarily to benefit one major hotel downtown. While I appreciate that the hotel is the backbone of downtown and needs to increase its revenue, this is not the path. This will result in introducing a sleazy element into our Sacred Basin Park. The hotel would bring in much more increased revenue by simply upgrading the rooms to a level expected by affluent tourists. Please stop this short-sighted, badly thought-out project. I'm complete.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, that concludes the public comments. We will continue now with unfinished business. Get a motion to discuss the water and sewer update.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Mr. Simon, you're up.
Hello, Mayor and Council. So I'll start off with the water. So last week we replaced a fire hydrant at 40 Spring Street. We update on the meters, and I know you're always interested in this, Terry. We're down to 21 old meters in the system, so we're getting pretty close to getting all those knocked out. We've installed a few bacteriological sampling locations, one at the Music Park / Harmony Park, and one at the Passion Play Water Tower. Wicker Construction will begin the replacement of the roof at the Black Bass Water Booster Pump Station. And Madco Electrical is replacing the vent fan on the Highway 23 Water Booster Pump Station. Have any questions regarding water? Yes.
So just completing my water training, which I actually did do, one of the questions that they said we should ask is, what is the meter replacement schedule? So what is our meter replacement schedule? What is the policy here?
So we don't have really a meter replacement schedule per se. We upgraded all the meters about 4 years ago, so they're all pretty new. I think we're looking at about a 10 to 15 year life on those meters, so we're pretty far away from planning on replacing those.
So 100% of them were replaced?
Yes.
Okay. One of the questions that kind of follows up to that, sorry.
No, go ahead. That's all right.
I was
Go ahead.
curious about the flushing of the water distribution system. Do we do a flushing of the water distribution system?
Yeah, we do. The fire department does annual flushing of the hydrants throughout the city, but we also have dead end lines where we flush. I have 2 auto flushers that we'll be installing hopefully pretty soon. Our system's pretty well looped, so the need of necessarily flushing it all the time isn't really necessary. It's the dead end lines that are concerned.
Great, thank you.
Mr. McClung?
Yeah, on the meter replacements, they're not 100% replaced. There will be. You've got 20-some left.
We got
and that
21
you were
left.
just saying.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So they're nearly
80%.
100%.
They're 80% replaced.
Yeah,
They're more than that. We have 1,755 meters in the city, so we're down to 21.
Yeah. So there's that. What was the repair there across the Narati Beaver Den? What was that? Was that street repair or was that a water leak or what?
No, yeah, we had to replace that fire hydrant. When they turned on the fire hydrant, it was leaking underground, so we put a new fire hydrant on.
And so is that the one you were just referring to?
Yes.
Oh, what was the address there?
40 Spring.
Oh, I thought you said 3 Spring. I missed it. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on to wastewater. So at the wastewater plant, we replaced the belts on the SBR blowers. We replaced a burnout contact on SBR1 blower. So the guys at the treatment plant, they've been doing really good with the sludge disposal. So we got the sludge basin down where we're not pressing sludge right now. So they've been working at cleaning up the plant, getting the trash hauled out of there. We have a roll-off dumpster for trash at Public Works right now for that. And then Whiteley, I know during the budget session we talked about the Whiteley pump that we ordered for $30,000. We sent the old one off for a rebuild, but it was too old. They don't make parts for it anymore. Everything would have to be custom made. It was cheaper just to buy another pump, so I have another pump coming for it. It'll be here in the next few weeks. So as far as wastewater is concerned, that's all I have to report.
What's the status of the complete the contract documents for the sewer plant from McClellan?
They said that thing should be going out to bid any time now, so they should be getting pretty close.
Are they waiting for the approval from the state, final approval?
That's all been completed, so I think they're just finishing up some of their documents to send to us, and then once that's done, they'll place it out for bid.
Okay.
Okay, that's the sewer.
All right, so move on to the street department. So I had the street guys, they started scraping and repainting the red curb between Main and Basin Park. We finished that section and I pulled them off there because tomorrow's going to be a good day to spray, so we're going to try to get the paint striper out tomorrow. We replaced the public bathroom locks on all the bathrooms to a single key lock. We did the Harmony ribbon cutting, Harmony Park ribbon cutting, which was really great. We planted new flowers in the Plainer Hill flower bed island. We are replacing the irrigation control on the Plainer Hill Island. We were going to do that today, but didn't figure with all the rain we would need to turn the irrigation system on today. And then I ordered new street signs for Pinecrest Lane. And of course, with the storms that we had today, we had a lot of trees down, so we were pretty busy taking care of trees today. So as far as streets go, that's all I have to report.
Did we have a lot of trees that came down over the night?
Not overnight, mostly this morning. When the storms pushed through this morning, we had quite a few we had to deal with.
Okay. Mr. McClung?
Yeah, just on the roundabout, where are we with the engineering study
Yeah,
there?
so I'm still waiting on RDOT to finish up their part. They're acquiring their right-of-way. Once I know where those right-of-way boundaries are, Philip Lewis Engineering got to bend, we'll start the design on it. And then we have to go through the state.
Has he done preliminary as far as locating what we already have? Has that been done?
Yeah, we've done that ourselves with our survey.
So you know where everything is?
Yeah, we have all that information already for that.
Okay.
Yep.
Mr. Meyer?
The folks on Eccles Street would like to have a sign on Eccles Street too. There's no signage at all on Eccles.
A street sign?
Yeah.
Councilman Meyer, please remind your constituents, maybe if they call the office, things happen a little bit faster.
I understand, but they call me.
Yes, Mr. Valentino?
Simon, received a few calls about rights-of-way, overgrown weeds, stuff like that, specifically on North Main, well, actually, all of Main Street. Is that our responsibility, or, because a lot of those properties are vacant,
Yeah.
and they're really overgrown?
Yeah, so Public Works doesn't handle that because it's private property. That would go through the building inspector. They could contact the building inspector and he could write them a letter to have them clean up their property. But in our municipal code, it states that all vegetative matters to the center of any right-of-way or easement that abuts your property is the property owner's responsibility. So that would all have to come down to the property owners and for them to take care of. I got a call about Pivot Rock. They wanted me to go brush hog Pivot Rock. We don't have the equipment to do that kind of work or the staffing, so, you know.
Okay.
So if they've got complaints, just give the call to the building inspector.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Moore, you brought up a comment during the budget meeting about sidewalks up on Plainer Hill. Do you know where we are on that?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on McClellan. So the $80,000 grant that we received that was discussed in the budget meeting was a federal grant that has no match to it for sidewalk to connect the community building. We have I've worked with McClellan on it. We've sent it to RDOT for approval. RDOT has a bunch of questions because of ADA compliance and the width of the driveway, say for like Bubba's, and the way they park on next to the road is getting really tough to push through RDOT. So we're just kind of at a back and forth fight with RDOT to try to get them to approve that project. So I'd love to give you guys a timeline. I just don't know when that's going to be because we're fighting the state.
I thought it was for the section coming back from the motel to the corner, back to
Yeah, that's
Plainer
incorrect.
Hill.
That federal grant was connected to the community center. When I put that out to bid, I'll include both sections of it, and we'll replace the section that's between the Matterhorn and Plainer Hill with the street fund.
We don't have the money to cover all that.
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah. Yeah, we're fine.
We do?
Oh, yeah.
Street fund's pretty good.
The center section that they just did cost us how much? It was 300 plus?
That included a wall. This doesn't include a wall. This is just sidewalk. So it's not going to be that. We're already going to have a contractor on site. There's not going to be any extra mobilization fees, all that kind of stuff. So, you know,
We'll be bringing those cost estimates and bids into the council on there. But yeah, we had a retaining wall, Terry, that was at that last one. And that got expensive real quick.
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
So, all right, we good with streets? I'll go into other stuff. I always like the other stuff. So our Trimble R2 broke last week. I've sent it off to Trimble to have it fixed. It's not wanting to power on, so that's kind of slowing our GIS mapping process a little bit. I still have another surveying instrument that I've been using, but it doesn't work very well under tree cover like R2 does. We have a company down at Harmony Park right now installing irrigation, so if anybody's down there utilizing that park, be careful. There might be a trench. Hopefully there isn't. They'll start working on the rock beds and the electrical as soon as they get done with that. The Black Bass Dam Rehabilitation Project is going to go out to bid here pretty soon, so you might see that advertised. And then I let a contract with Eureka Style Walls to do some wall repair on King Street. We had a wall that fell over on King Street. And then the good news of the day is our wastewater treatment plant, Terry, is going on vacation for a week in Jamaica. So it's the first vacation he's taken since I got here. So I'm pretty proud of him for finally stepping away and doing something with his wife. So
Good for him.
have fun, Terry.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else have any questions for Simon?
How is the sewer plant going? I went down and saw the new, in the sludge tank, the stirring up and bubbler or whatever. Is that helping out?
Yeah, it helps out a lot actually, but we're not able to run it right now because we have the level so low in the basin. We reduced our wasting from our SBRs down to 2 minutes per time, so it's not running that much sludge out right now. Probably, maybe towards the end of the week, we'll probably fire that back up and start pressing again. But right now, we just don't have any material to press.
If you don't have to, you don't have to.
All right. All right, thank you, Simon. All right, that brings us up to our next item, unfinished business. Number 2 is vacation of Anderson Street and
Motion to discuss.
Second.
All right, motion and second. We have in front of you an ordinance vacating and abandoning the street right-of-ways for Anderson and Step Street, which we had the public hearing for earlier. Mr. McClung.
Yeah, Mayor, since we had no objections to this, and I would like to go ahead and sign this ordinance number and suspend the rules and read it by title only for its first reading.
Second.
All right, Mr. McClung made the motion to suspend the rules and sign this ordinance a number and read it by title only. And who was the second?
Mr. Meyer.
Okay, all right. Mr. Myers.
All right.
All right. Any further discussion? A roll call, please.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
This is ordinance number 2387, an ordinance to vacate and abandon portions of streets right-of-way located in the Riley and Armstrong survey of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, as requested by Lila Allison.
Mr. McClung.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the ordinance on its first reading.
Second.
All right, Mr. McClung made a motion to approve it on the first reading, and Mr. Myers seconded. Any further discussion?
Yes. I want to say just one thing, and that is the ordinance attached, at least to the package, is the survey, and it reflects the easement that is being vacated, the alley and the street being vacated, and in the legal description, it makes reference. You can see on the drawing that Anderson Street, there's a little section of that there that is included in the vacated section. But the legal description does show that is subject to the right-of-way of Anderson Street, just so everyone's aware that if you look at that and you're not confused that it's not being segmented out, it remains a fluid street. I just want to clarify that for everybody. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. McClung. Any other comments, questions?
Get that piece of paper.
Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
Mr. McClung.
If, what was the ordinance number?
2387.
2387. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion, Mr. Mayor, that we suspend the rules and read ordinance number 2387 by title only for its second reading.
Second.
All right, Mr. McClung made the motion, and Mr. Meyer seconded to read ordinance 2387 by title only. Suspend the rules and read it by title only. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2387, an ordinance to vacate and abandon portions of street rights-of-way located in the Riley and Armstrong survey of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, as requested by Lila Allison.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2387 on its second reading.
Second.
All right, Mr. McClung made the motion to approve ordinance 2387 on second reading. Mr. Meyer seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
Mr. McClung.
Yes, I'd like to go ahead, as this has been in front of us for a long time, to go ahead and make a motion that we read ordinance number 2387 by suspending the rules by title only for its third and final reading.
I'll second that.
All right, Mr. McClung made the motion to suspend the rules and read 2387 for its third and final reading by title only. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2387, an ordinance to vacate and abandon portions of street rights-of-way located in the Riley and Armstrong survey of the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, as requested by Lila Allison.
Mr. McClung.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve ordinance 2387 on its third and final reading.
Second.
Mr. McClung made the motion to approve ordinance 2387 on third and final reading, and Mr. Myers seconded. Any final discussion? Seeing none and hearing none, all in favor? Oops, roll call.
You do one roll call.
Yeah.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
All right. Well, congratulations, Ms. Allison. You have in 30 days, this will be legal, and we can get everything going for you. All right, this brings us up to our next item of business, new business, increasing the number of the cemetery commission. Mr. Holyfield.
Yeah, the cemetery
I need a
commission.
motion to discuss.
I'm sorry. Motion to discuss.
Second.
All right.
The cemetery commission is currently at 5 people. It's the only commission in our city that
Did have 5.
small.
Did have 5.
It did have 5.
I mean, we still have 5 commissioners.
Still have 5.
Notified, but we don't
Yeah.
have that many on there.
But most commissions are 7. Commissions and boards have many different purposes. Sometimes, like a council like ours, is more like an oversight commission. But some of the other commissions are working commissions or working boards. And the cemetery commission is a working commission. They need folks who are going to come out there and help, step up and volunteer for secretary and all those other kind of jobs. And they've had trouble getting people for doing that. And then a month or so ago, there's an incident and 3 commissioners quit. So they went down to a commission, 2 people, and they couldn't even do their business. They didn't have a quorum. So we recruited another person, we voted him on, but then he had medical issues right away and he's resigned. So right now they're back down to 2 people and they don't have a quorum to do their business. So I think increasing to 7 people so that doesn't happen in the future is really important, and to have 7 people that are willing to work and to get the commission going and keep it going.
Mr. McClung?
Yeah, it's, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's hard enough to get 5 on. Getting, it sounds good to have 7, but if you can get them. Yeah, it's a difficult task. It's hard enough to keep all the others up to par.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor? I agree with that, and LB mentioned that as well. And sometimes, and I've been on the Historic District Commission and CAPC, there's times we've gone down to the bare minimum, people begging people, and then all of a sudden, 5 people put in an application. So it's ebb and flow. You never know what's going to happen. And of course, if something's hitting the fan and people aren't happy about it, it's harder to recruit people in certain commissions, which it seems like all our commissions go through that one time or another. But I think even if we have a vacancy or 1 or 2 at times, it's no reason to say, let's keep it small. Because if we can recruit 7 people, let's recruit 7 people. And I'm willing to do the legwork to try to get people recruited on that commission and get it going. Because we need a working commission with a quorum so they can do their business.
Plus, it'll take 4 to approve.
Right.
And now it only takes 3.
Yeah. Again, that's true with all the other commissions.
I understand.
Mr. Avanzino?
How many people are active on the commission currently?
There's like 2 people in the commission at all.
So you have to have,
Right now, they need a quorum of 3, and there's supposed to be 5. And we had 3 people quit at one time. That was the problem. So when you had 3 people quit, if it had 7 people, you'd still have a quorum if they have 4 people left.
If you got full membership.
I know. But we're running into this problem again right now. And I thought a lady had applied, and again, her application hasn't come through. So I've been recruiting people and trying to get people on the commission. I think it's a good commission, but people have to be willing to step up and do a little work too.
I've asked the city attorney, and it just suddenly dawned on me, I've never seen it before, whether or not we could possibly have a commission with 5 to 7 members. And I don't know.
I don't know. I've never seen that, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. I'd be happy to figure it out, though.
If we had 5, that would always mean we'd have a working commission. I mean, I don't know either. I mean, I'm like our city attorney, I've never seen that done before.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
I don't either.
Having a flexibility of having a minimum of 5 commissioners and a maximum of 7. So if we have 5 commissioners, they could still have a quorum with 3 members. But if they have 6 commissioners, then they would need 4 members for a quorum.
But I guess at that point, why not just leave it at 5?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way to get the commission going because, as Mr. McClung says, it's difficult. I understand, and I totally support having 7 members because I think the commission needs 7 members. Now, finding 7 members in our city of volunteers, we need them. Now, if we make it this ordinance that passes where we have to have 7 members and we're going to have 4 of them, we're going to have to find, if we can find 2 more members, then we'll be in good shape. So, whatever the commission wants.
How often do they meet?
Once a month.
Well, they had been meeting twice a month, that's what I was wondering.
Again, at the numbers, if you're losing 1 or 2 people, when you have 7 people, that's not a big deal. When you're losing 1 or 2 people or 3 people when there's 5 commissioners, that's a big deal. So I think it's just the numbers of having a little bit of leadway of saying, well, someone drops off, and life happens, people quit, so get sick or whatever, or move. So.
Yeah. Any other discussion? Mr. Holyfield, you want to make a motion to assign this number?
I'd like to make a motion to sign this number to increase the commission from 5 to 7.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. Holyfield made a motion to assign this ordinance a number, increasing the cemetery commission from 5 to 7 members, and Mr. Avanzino seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
No.
No.
Roll call?
Mr. McClung?
No.
Mr. Meyer?
No.
Ms. Moyer?
No.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
I'll vote yes. So you want to sign the number? Oh.
Did you want that read by title? I didn't hear that. Is that what we're doing? Assigning this a number and reading this by
Read by
title?
title only.
Yeah.
First reading.
We probably should include that in the motion. This will be ordinance number 2388, an ordinance amending section 2.72.020 of the Eureka Springs Municipal Code to increase the membership of the Cemetery Commission from 5 members to 7 members, and for other purposes.
I'm sorry, was that your motion, putting this on the first reading, assign the number and put it on the first reading? Okay. All those let's see. I guess we need a roll call to approve this on this first reading.
I think you need a motion first.
Yeah.
To approve it on its first reading.
Make a motion, we do the first reading or second reading?
This is the first.
First, okay. By title only.
Okay. Suspend the rules and place ordinance 2388 on its first reading by title only. All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Avanzino seconded.
We already voted.
Well, we just voted to assign a number to it. We didn't vote on the suspending the rules, so we will need a roll call again.
Mr. McClung?
No.
Mr. Meyer?
No.
Ms. Moyer?
No.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Beg pardon?
I vote yes.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Now I need a motion to approve ordinance 2388 on its first reading.
Is that what I thought that's what we just did.
Well, we approved it.
We read it. Now we have to vote on it,
Now we got to vote, yeah,
right?
which we just voted on, suspending the rules.
Right.
Right.
So you need a second on the approval.
Now we need a second on the approval of passing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that, but I can't. Somebody
I know.
over there has to do that.
I make a motion, we do a second reading by title only.
No.
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 I think everybody's confused. Let's read it by title only one more time, and then if we want to make a motion to approve that on its first.
That's what we just got through doing, reading it by title
Okay.
only for the first time. Now we need a motion
Just-
to approve it,
And to vote on it, okay.
to vote on it. Yes. That's
So,
a motion to approve ordinance 2388.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2388 on its first reading.
There we go. Okay, now you need a second.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Avanzino made the motion to approve ordinance 2388 on its first reading, and Ms. Gruning seconded. But, all right, roll call.
Mr. McClung?
No.
Mr. Meyer?
No.
Ms. Moyer?
No.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes. All right. You want to go for 2 readings, or you want to leave it at that?
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and read ordinance 2388 by title only
For second reading?
for a second reading.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Mr. Avanzino made the motion to read ordinance 2388, suspend the rules and read ordinance 2388 by title only, and Ms. Gruning seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. McClung?
No.
Mr. Meyer?
No.
Ms. Moyer?
No.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes. All right. Need a motion to approve ordinance 2388 on second reading.
I move we approve the ordinance 2388 on the second reading.
Second.
Mr. McClung?
No.
Mr. Meyer?
No.
Ms. Moyer?
No.
Mr. Holyfield?
Yes.
Mr. Avanzino?
Yes.
Ms. Gruning?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes. All right. I'll wait until the next meeting to read this, pick it up. All right. Next item of business is new business number 3, location of commission meetings and workshop. Mr. Holyfield.
Yeah, I think for the whole spirit of transparency, it seems like when our commission, sometimes when they get into trouble and start having a rough spot, they retreat to meeting in other places besides the auditorium, which has been legal and perfectly fine in the past. The rules are is they have to record it, but it's audio recording. And I like the fact that the people in town can watch the meetings if they want to catch up what's going on. There's things, like I always tell people, every commission in town blows up at some point or another and has some major issue. And when people want to go back and see what's going on, they have to request audio tape from Kim's office or somewhere else. And audio tapes are hard to, watching visuals, you don't see a lot. You see the back of someone's head a lot of times with the discussion. But also you have a trained technician here that makes sure it gets recorded and posted and stuff. The last cemetery commission, we want to use that as an example, when they had their big meeting and 3 commissioners, one commissioner quit before the meeting and 2 quit at the end of the meeting or right after the end of the meeting. It was an hour and 45-minute meeting. In the last 8 minutes, one dead. It was just sit there like trying to repost it over and over again. And I tried and tried, couldn't listen to the last 8 minutes of the meeting. I think the transparencies of what's going on in all our commission meetings is really important. And we need to be, so the public can see them. When things happen, people start assuming, oh, they're meeting out in the woods or they're meeting in someone's living room and they're deciding stuff. And it's keeping it from the public. So I don't know, can we make an ordinance or can we do something to change it so that all the commissions have to meet here at the auditorium, be videotaped and posted, and even workshops and the meetings? Is that possible? I'd like to ask our legal person that.
One more time.
Can we require all the commissions to have to meet here at the auditorium?
Yes,
The
I don't know why
workshop.
you couldn't do that.
Okay. Is that a resolution or an ordinance, or how do we do that?
I think you guys can set that just internally,
Okay, just make a motion? Okay.
or the mayor's office can do that.
You want to make a motion? Mr. McClung?
Well, I think they should meet here too. However, I think that it's historically the reason that we did them by voice only, by tape recording, just the voice only, was because of the expense of the video recording, and it costs money to have him here to do this. And so that's historically why we haven't done it, because it's expensive. So if we're flush, but I don't believe we're flush.
Mr. Meyer?
Well, I can remember in a controversial cemetery meeting where the recording was handily lost. And no one keeps, there's supposed to be somebody on the commission that keeps the minutes, and they don't keep the minutes. You can't ask for a copy of the written minutes because they don't do that. So, yes, I think we need to do it here, have it done here, so it's recorded, so it's posted, so everybody knows what went on at that meeting. And they can't just ignore it and throw away I lost the little recorder.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor. Also, another benefit, I think, of having them here is the public can show up. It's
all that.
It's a little intimidating to go out to that little tiny building in the woods and show up and be there. I mean, a tiny little room with just one table. And also, or the hospital, that little house they were using across the street. And they use the excuse, well, sometimes we want access to paperwork and stuff. Every one of those meetings I've watched, I've never seen anybody get up and leave that room to go get paperwork. So,
If you want it to be a formal statement from the city council that all meetings, commission meetings will be held here, it's probably best to do that by resolution. And so I can draft that and have it, or
cool.
Kim could probably draft that and have it ready for the next meeting.
Mr. McClung?
Aren't all the tapings, the voice tapings, after the meeting given to the office?
Yes.
To your office?
May I?
Yes.
There's a state law that happened in 2019 that required us to move all city meetings here to be recorded. So all of that takes place.
Audio recording.
Audio at a minimum for all meetings. So anytime Parks has a field meeting workshop where they need to look at the ball field, they have an audio recorder. Most all of the commissions, although they fought it to be in front of a video camera for both meetings and workshops, though they fought it because it was new, it was a state law and it was passed. And so we equipped everyone and asked them to please be here. They are here for their meetings. And they have been pretty faithful about that. With regard to minutes, missing minutes and missing recordings, I've never heard of that. I beg your pardon. And all of the commissions are required to file their minutes with the city clerk's office. So anytime anyone asks for video or minutes, those are readily accessible.
They're not required to be visually recorded.
They are not.
Just at least
Minimum audio.
recordings. But yeah, they should be here. Absolutely.
And as a note, the city of Eureka Springs has videotaped the city council proceedings for more than 30 years, far longer than any other city in the state of Arkansas. Just as a kudo to Eureka Springs.
So Heather, I didn't hear the last part of what you said. We make a motion, or is it?
Well, if you want it to be a policy decision from you guys, I think we should probably do that by resolution, just so there's a formal record of it, and we can have that at the next meeting if you want to. It would just require that all city meetings occur here.
Do you need a motion for resolution, or
No, either Kim or I could draft that, and we can have it for you next time. It won't be a big deal at all, but that way there's something formal and
I think
on record.
if you just make a motion to have a resolution written for all meetings to be held in the city auditorium and be taped.
Okay.
I make a motion that we have a resolution drawn up so that all city commissions, meetings and workshops are held here at the auditorium, audio and visually taped.
Second.
All right, any further discussion?
As per state law. As per state law.
Mr. McClung?
I think requiring them to be videotaped is overkill.
I don't.
I'm sorry, say that again.
That doing video taping of them is overkill. Because we have to have we got to pay somebody to do that.
Okay, I got you. Well, FOIA is what requires you to record the meetings, at least audio record them. And you've got to keep in mind that any time 2 or more of you are talking or get together somewhere, that's a public meeting, and it has to be recorded. And if you're not doing those things, that's a no-no. So if, for instance, someone mentioned about if the Parks Commission goes out and looks at the ball field, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, those kind of things aren't going to be able to be required to be here. But monthly meetings.
They still record it.
Special or scheduled meetings that, you know, can happen inside. If you want that to happen here, you guys can make that happen.
Well, if they're going to record with this equipment, then he's going to have to be here, whether there's a video or not.
Right. And like I said, the last 8 minutes of that commission meeting.
And that little recorder is awfully hard to sort out. I've tried to listen to some of those recordings, and they're very difficult to sort out.
All right, we got a motion to have a resolution developed for all commission meetings to be held in the auditorium, basement auditorium, and videotaped. So any further, and second by?
Meetings and workshops.
Meetings and workshops, yes, all meetings and workshops. And I don't remember who the second was. Mr. Almazzino, was that, who made the second?
I did. The second, yes.
Mr. Almazzino seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Mr. McClung, was that did you vote?
I voted aye.
Okay, so unanimous. All right. 6-0. All right, that brings us up to our next item of business is the first quarter financial summary. Madam Clerk.
This is a requirement of the city clerk's office. I do not believe that you all were given fourth quarter 2025 information, so I've included fourth quarter 25 as well as first quarter 2026. And the 6 categories that are covered in detail are accounts payable, bank balances, cash receipts, long-term liabilities, and payroll. So that information is here for your digestion review at your convenience.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions? All right. Moving on, I think, Ms. Gruening, did you make, I thought your motion was to take the working draft presentation off. Is there?
I had asked to replace it with discussion of the 90-day trial. I didn't ask, I mean, I said I was changing it to not a working draft presentation, but the social district 90-day trial information.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Okay. All right. So get a motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss the 90-day trial presentation?
Second.
All right, Ms. Gruening.
Okay, so since we were here quite a while ago, we didn't have the meeting over the Memorial Day weekend. The team that has been working on the social district has been listening. Well, they had the community event at the Best Western where they heard feedback. They met with chief of police. They met with the Simon, and they came up with a different proposal that they're offering to do for 90 days. And so they reduced the time from 10 to 8 p.m. Based on the chief's recommendations. They also narrowed the footprint, the map of the social district. And the benefits, and we can always bring either Colin or Devin up here, but there's the benefits of doing the 90-day is Chief is talking with other towns that have done this and best practices, issues that they may have come across. We are able to document it for 90 days. We can look, the hospitals agreed to track information. So we're not going based on assumptions of what we think might happen. And we are able to look at all of the additional info that comes with it, including economic possibilities. So while I know that some want to see it on the ballot, if it goes to ballot, it still could pass, but it could pass with different criteria, and we're not going to have anything to truly measure it by. So just food for thought. Devin?
Yeah. So I just want to thank everyone who has participated in this process so far. We did hold our community forum where we had 40 plus people come out, stakeholders, community members, city council folks, the mayor. We saw a little bit of everybody out there. And so what we did was we took our feedback from that meeting and we proposed the social district we had that was discussed in that meeting. That application was denied. It was denied by Chief Floyd, and so we sat down with him and Simon, and we talked about that a little bit, and we wanted to understand, how we could make this work for the community. And so Billy we're very thankful for Billy for coming and sitting down and having the conversation and the time he spent working on all of this stuff. He's been amazing. But he wants to start with a smaller district. He's comfortable with the district he's been approving for the temporary entertainment districts for quite some time now. I did email all you guys the application that was submitted. That application Billy has seen, Simon has seen. They're both okay with it. In full transparency, our hope would be to gather data during this time period, be able to present this data, and then possibly look toward expansion at that point. We've got key performance indicators. We'll be working closely with the police department to gather alcohol-related incidents in the district. I've already spoken with the hospital. They're going to give us data on alcohol-related falls in the downtown district, alcohol-related medical emergencies in the downtown district. And so all of this stuff is really important, and it's important that we have this trial to be able to garner all this data. We're looking to do it July 1st through the end of September. That's going to give us a good mix of a nice family-friendly month. It's going to give us a slower month in August with a few big events sprinkled in there as well. And then it's going to give us a busy September with more adult-themed activities going on. So this is really a perfect time to get this trial going, get some actual data instead of just, well, what if, and we think, and that, this will give us some actual data that we can look at and go back to. We really, our whole point in this, it's not to create a big bar crawl, or a big New Year's Eve celebration every day. What we're really looking to do is re-stimulate shopping and exploring and eating downtown. We have got to redefine and reestablish our main attraction, historic downtown. And this is one way to do that. It really opens the door. We've got a team of people that are business owners, locals, all kinds of people that have worked really hard on making this happen. Colin has put this together, and we really feel like we have done everything that we're supposed to do in this process to get this in front of council. We've had many meetings, several meetings with Billy. We understand the concerns, and we've modified the plan as such. For example, dropping it down to 8 o'clock where people can still see, where the police chief can still see. Shops are closing around that time, and so that'd be a good time to shut it down. Eric?
Have you polled the retailers? Do you have a piece of paper from the retailers saying they want it or not?
We have spoken with many.
No, I want to see a poll, because I polled them once, and they were opposed to it. And y'all have waited how long to address this whenever I've suggested polling the retailers, and you haven't done it yet? Look, you don't need any data. I can give you data. The police chief can give you data. There were beer bottles served at the Blues Festival.
Well,
now that's illegal. That's against the law, and it was done. It was done in Basin Park.
Well, they wouldn't have been participating in the entertainment district.
It came from the Basin Park Hotel.
Mr. Myers, please kind of refrain
No,
yourself a little
I'm
bit.
upset about
Well,
this
you know,
thing.
this-
You guys are ignoring the facts.
We're not
The
ignoring
facts are, no, let me finish. The facts are that Basin Park is our premier park.
Correct.
And families go there.
Correct.
Monday morning, the person that works at parks, that does the gardening, had to pick up beer bottles. The people who put on these things don't clean the park up. And those were beer bottles. Some of them had beer in them yet. Kids could have picked that beer bottle up and drank it. Now, you haven't come up with one good reason for this, other than the fact that business has been a little slow for a couple of years. But like I said, this is not going to bring inflation down. This is not going to bring the price of gas down. And it will not help the retailers. And you can know why too, because they've come here and some have come here and testified to that fact. They don't want alcohol coming into their business. So where's the alcohol going to be? It's going to be set on the windowsill. And then a kid can come by and pick it up. It's a proven fact that underage drinking is encouraged by drinking on the street. That's why they've taken alcohol ads off of TV. That's why they've taken alcohol ads off of race cars. That's why they've taken alcohol ads out of all kinds of things. Because it's a very addictive drug and we don't need kids starting. You go to one of our AA meetings here and there's a lot of young people that are at the AA meetings.
I'm one.
So, no. You can talk all you want, but I know this is going to be bad.
So, it seems like a lot of people are confusing special events and a social district. So a social district doesn't include special events. Special events a special event permit can be pulled out on top of a social district.
Oh, I know that.
District,
It's the alcohol.
Let him finish.
Let him finish.
I mean, good night. But the social district in general doesn't bring amplified beer bottles and those. If a special event brought that along with it, we've talked to Parks and the Parks Commission about doing a better job in Basin Spring Park with making sure all the trash is picked up. But, I don't know. I have not gotten the Blues Fest data from the police chief yet. I did ask for it on Friday, but it would be interesting to know how many underage drinkers have been arrested.
I think it's time for the police chief to come up.
Let him finish, please.
Come on.
In these temporary entertainment districts. We have had several. We've tried these entertainments. This is the same footprint that council has approved several times. This is just for an extended period, enough period of time where we can gather some data, where then we do know for a fact. We can say, you know what, Mr. Meyer, we have had 0 underage drinking calls in these 90 days. That's fact. That's proving something.
No, it's not. It's not.
Mr. Myers, just a moment.
That's your opinion.
Wait, no crosstalk, please. All right, Mr. Almazzino.
Yeah. Devin, there's no doubt in my mind that the chamber has put a lot of work into this process. And I don't think anybody up here would say that they don't appreciate the work that's been put in. I certainly do. I'm curious to know why the chamber chose to go this route and not start with gathering signatures on a petition to place it on the ballot.
There wasn't, we didn't start the process with going to a vote. I mean, this has been a council decision every time it's been done. You guys have approved all of these temporary entertainment districts. That's all we're doing now. So it's in your purview. It's not, this isn't a ballot issue. This is technically a council issue. And so we took the proper process that everyone else takes to get these passed, is we showed up to council. We've held the community forums. We've gotten feedback. We've talked to the Downtown Merchants Association, and so we're just trying to follow this process right along.
Okay. So you know that the last permanent entertainment district initiative was defeated by the residents of the city.
Well, the last permanent
Hang on just one second. all of us up here will gladly give temporary entertainment districts for different events throughout town. We've done it without question. The appearance is that you want to overrule the voting power of our citizens and just have us up here vote on this district. And I'm reminded, looking at the table, that a lot of us are running for re-election. I can see signature ballots on the table. And I can't get out of my head why you didn't take this to a petition before coming to the council.
So let me first go back to where this started. So we had a chamber member that was trying to secure a district, right? And so we watch all the civic meetings as well, you know, and so we heard the feedback from you guys. We saw what Colin was doing. He's a chamber member. We heard what the public was saying. So we thought, you know, let's open the table up. Let's open the door up. Let's get everybody to the table so we can have an open discussion. All we wanted to do was just facilitate a discussion. That was already happening. And so that's what we did. We put it, you know, put it to our tourism subcommittee, and they started a working draft. And this working draft came after approaching council with what we had, hearing feedback from the business community that was overwhelming with, we want to be included. And so part of the draft we put together included the whole downtown district to encourage people to explore that district, to encourage them to walk down Main Street where shops are closing, to encourage them to walk up Spring Street where more shops are closing, in the places that aren't getting the traffic that they should be. Getting the community behind it to make it the Eureka Springs social district. Make it our own. We've got a lot of great artists in town, a lot of great community people. We want this to be a huge community project. We never set out to go circumvent voters in any kind of way. But with all due respect, I will say the most recent permanent entertainment district was approved by council at Pine Mountain Village. So we're just following this same template that has been being used. The council put the permanent entertainment district at Pine Mountain Village. That wasn't done by vote.
But we didn't do it in an area of town that was heavily populated with businesses and foot traffic.
Well, I understand. I'm just saying that it's not as if we would have thought it egregious to follow this process the way that it's been happening. We didn't set out, there's nothing sinister going on here. We're literally being as transparent. My door's open all the time. My office door is open. Anybody can come into my office and ask me any kind of questions. We've been transparent, open, you know, this whole time. There's been a lot of miscommunication going around, that things are trying to be done secretively, or, you know, it's just not true. We live here. I've got some of my children here. I bring my children downtown. I don't want Eureka to be a bad place for me to bring my children. I would never set out for that. None of us would. We've all got the best of intentions.
Mr. Holyfield?
So tonight, you're not proposing a 90-day trial period. You don't have the resolution ready, right? It's not ready.
We don't have a map.
No, it's because an application for a temporary entertainment district to try out this 90-day period. I went to the workshop at the convention center, and they said most towns did have a trial period, and they recommend having a trial period. But that's not on the table tonight because we don't have the resolution right to do that. So,
Correct.
Right. So are we just discussing it, or are we?
Well, so
That's what this was all about, was just discussion.
And that's kind of where we're at, is that, you know, when Colin turned the temporary entertainment district application in, and then the police chief denied it, we were told to revise it. And so we revised it and put it in, put the revised application back in. It has not gotten its signatures yet. From what I understand, that should happen tomorrow at the department head meeting. But I mean, we've been working hard on it, and a lot of people have invested a lot of time, and we certainly would love to see it approved contingent upon department heads signing the document tomorrow, which they've already said they would.
So will it be on our agenda for next meeting?
Yes, it will be.
Okay. So we'll vote on this next time. This is just a discussion. But on tonight, we do have, if we're going to put it on the ballot or not for the whole entertainment district, right?
So I think it depends on the vote for putting it on the November ballot, as opposed to having, we did get verbal approval from the police chief and from Simon for the new proposal for the 90-day.
Okay.
Ms. Moyer?
So both of these things could happen, right? You could have a trial period, and you can also still have it on the ballot. There's a couple of things that I wanted to say. I apologize for some of the members at this table for really raking you over the coals when our community has done exactly what's supposed to happen, actually. It's being framed right now that doing what you've done is somehow taking away from community voices to vote. I think that's the wrong framing. I've attended all the community discussions on the proposed district. I have a PhD in public policy. I believe in evidence-based policymaking, and I've been doing that for 10 years or more. Major questions, major policy questions involve looking at the trade-offs. It's a very technical thing. And by the way, that is the role of all these people at this table, is to make policy. So one could say that by pushing it to the ballot and letting people who don't have all of the information make the choice is actually a wrong one. That's another perspective. My personal opinion, for whatever it matters, is that the Chamber of Commerce and the individuals that have worked with the Chamber of Commerce, the Chief of Police, the Director of Public Works, the Mayor, all of these people who've put in a lot of time and effort into looking at this issue are doing our work, actually. In a workshop, we would be looking at all of these technical trade-offs and having these conversations. And instead, we have deferred it, in effect, to the Chamber of Commerce to do our work. The least we can do is listen with respect. Making policy in this way weakens democratic accountability for the people you've elected to do this job. That's me. I take it very seriously. I sit here as an objective technician, as I have for more than a decade, and I am interested in making evidence-based policy, not calling names, not making accusations, and not trumping up a budget.
Point at me.
Sir,
I have evidence.
excuse me, sir.
Then don't point at me.
Do not interrupt me. I would like to thank you for all the work that has been done. And I would like to know, since we're discussing this trial period, not making decisions, just discussing it, what is the plan for collecting data? I know that you said you've talked to the Chief of Police and you've talked to Simon, and as a policy-making body, I would like access to that information. So I'm curious what your plan has been as you've been talking through this and doing our job for us. What have you come up with in terms of creating, reporting, collecting data, those KPIs that you talked about? I would love to see that. That's exactly what I'm interested in.
Sure, absolutely, and that's what we're interested in too. And so we've got Colton Scrivener, who's also a PhD. He is the chair of our tourism subcommittee, and he's really heading up that on taking with Billy. And so I know that things they're looking for are specifically underage drinking. They're specifically looking for over-intoxication. Billy specifically mentioned fights as being one, and driving, DUIs. And so Chief Floyd, and he could speak to this better than I can, he's got in his computer system, he's able to dial it down to really whatever we want to dial it down to, as far as things that can happen in the district, outside of the district, alcohol-related, and the hospital as well. They said that they do some very intense data collection on their patients, and that they're happy to release any of that too. We would love to hear from you guys, right? Some of the data that you guys would like to hear, because we're going to be presenting this data back to you guys.
Mr. Gurney?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought up the hospital, Devin. So the hospital has agreed to collect data. So they're going to also be turning data in. And what we could do is have it brought in like every 2 weeks at council meeting. They can report what they've been collecting.
And that was Colton. I know the original plan was Colton was going to sit down with Chief weekly and try to collect stats, and we're obviously going to share those.
Mr. Mayor, I see this map here, and it goes up Main Street. And the mayor and the police chief didn't want it on Main Street. And it's right here on Main Street. It's not a very good map, so I don't know what this is up here.
So,
but I'm telling the truth, and I'm not making things up, and it's not an opinion. There were bottles of beer carried out of the Basin Park Hotel into Spring Street.
So I can tell you a little bit about
Now,
this map.
Just hold on just a moment.
It wasn't controlled. I don't know why. But now during the, what was it, the steam pump, there were cans of beer in Basin Park. Folks were carrying six-packs in there. And because an entertainment district encourages drinking, and so people bring their own alcohol. And so how many cops would we have to have? How many police officers would we have to have? And remember now that Purple Flower just came around to the bars to show them how to test for date rape drugs, and they caught a guy. Now, if someone's sitting in Basin Park, they could get doped too, and it would be easier than in a bar. And a woman could get doped, she gets up to dance, and a guy grabs a hold of her and just dances her right off into his car. Yes, that's a maybe, but it's a distinct maybe because date rape drugs have been introduced into Eureka Springs. Now, I don't know. I have no idea why the chamber isn't helping us with the three issues that we need to get passed on the ballot. Well, no, because the chamber has got people, this whole issue of an entertainment district has got citizens stirred up. And if they see an entertainment district on the ballot, they could very well look at all of those issues on the ballot and go, no, no, no. And that's a real fear that I have. And right now, we're taking all this time to discuss this thing, which is just carrying alcohol on the street, instead of talking about real things that we know the Eureka has to have.
Ms. Moyer?
All of the concerns that you've expressed are illegal already. These things are already illegal. It's not legal to drug anyone in order to rape them. It's not legal to carry open bottles of alcohol and to be drunk in public. As far as I understand, all of these things are illegal and are already, that's really, I guess, an enforcement question that you have. Now, I understand the relation to public entertainment district and the encouragement of drinking, but there are still rules And so I would like to have a real conversation about the specifics of what we're here to talk about, which is on the agenda. And I wanted to comment on something that Susan mentioned with regard to options for reviewing data and having those conversations so that we can, as a policymaking body, properly evaluate the impacts of a trial, assuming, I mean, who knows if that would even pass this body, right? But let's say, because we're talking about it, one option would be to create like an ad hoc committee made up of members of the city, yourself, the chief of police, public works, a member from the hospital commission, and to evaluate, to decide what data would be collected, perhaps even Chamber of Commerce members or representation from council. And that committee would be designated to decide on what KPIs would be measured. So going into it, you know exactly what you're going to be measuring, and then to create a report. Like, let's say if it went to September, the end of September, then that committee would have until October to report back to this body what they found, and then the committee would automatically dissolve based on at the end of the report. That would be a way, that would be a formalized way that the city council could capture that information, have it analyzed and reported back.
Mr. McClellan?
I think along with what Rochelle just said, that you can find out, and maybe it's already available, but, you know, what is, you know, if effective numbers as far as business growth that is created from an entertainment district. I have no idea. No clue. If it actually increases revenues by 10%, 50%, 2%, negative 8%, I don't know. You know, that information, there are a number of these around, and maybe that's available. That would be critical to a decision if it truly, truly generates income.
Any other questions from council? Colin?
So I kind of want to circle back quite a bit back to answer Harry's original question, not the what ifs, but more about the map, as well as expand on Rochelle's question about the trial period, what we expect to get out of it, why it's this way. You'll notice it's not for an immediate start, it's for July 1st through the end of September. You'll notice that ends before the ballot. That was not an accident. We are planning for these things. July 1st is so that we have enough time to contact all the businesses, get wristbands printed out, make sure the QR code works for the CAP's webpage, which it already does, in order to give everyone who doesn't want people going into their business a window decal that says, hey, you can't come in here without a drink. Those are all in place. That's why July 1st is the start, so that we have enough time to get all the signage, do all of those things at no cost or very minimal cost to the city. We're trying to do all of this in-house. We also have exactly the KPIs in effect. Colton's on his honeymoon right now, so he would be here to speak on those. But we're already working with the police chief, like we said. One of the things we're working to do is meet with him regularly, including to do this trial run in phases. So the 90 days is just like the baseline. And so we're going to meet and hopefully do this in 3 phases. Phase 1 is the current map, which goes up to Benton Street. A lot of the concern on the police chief, I'm going to speak for you just a little bit. If I'm wrong, please tell me, is that if you have to shut it down, it's hard to reroute traffic certain areas. Benton Street makes an easy reroute. It makes it easy to shut off Main Street from that location. So it was an easy expansion. And back to expansion, one of the biggest things is we don't want to exclude anybody. This is not about that. It's not about exclusion. We're trying to include as many people as we can. So throughout the phases, phase 1, 2, and 3, if we see that it's working well, we go to the police chief and there's no issues. Sales have gone up crime has not changed, we have many years of data to back that up with, then we can talk about expanding to maybe up to the Eureka Springs Historic Museum, or up to Bruce. And so we're working with the chief and with the hospital on all these KPIs and trying to do this incrementally so that we do it right.
Ms. Gurney?
So just to reiterate, I think it goes back to collecting the data so everybody, not just council, but citizens can make an educated decision when they go to vote because they have information and not based on assumptions.
Are there any other comments, questions?
I do. So there's no way to vote on this until we have the signed application, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which will be the next council meeting. All right.
Well, and in the meantime, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Feel free to reach out with any questions you may have or any ideas or any input. We would certainly love to hear it. So thank you guys all for your service as well.
All right. Thank you. All right, that concludes that item. Next item of business is and I would like to say it's an entertainment district. It's not a social district if it comes up to a vote, because by law, it's an entertainment district. It's not a social district. So if it goes on the ballot, it should be by what state law states, which is entertainment.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
Second.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Iacofino.
So a couple of weeks ago, I received a phone call from a member of this body that stated that I needed to recuse myself from any conversations or votes, or correction, any votes regarding this situation. I asked why. It says, because I own a business, not in the entertainment district, but a business that may be taken away from because of the entertainment district. I disagreed wholeheartedly, but I did sit back and take a look at it, and I took a look at it at the perspective of who is to gain from this entertainment district. And currently, there are 4 of us at this table. With that being said, that there's going to be a potential conflict of interest, which means it will not pass if we have to recuse ourselves. Okay? I'm not going to call out people individually. You know who you are.
Mr. Avanzino, that's not the motion. What discussion is the district vote for the November ballot. We're not talking about conflict
I'm getting to my motion, to the rest of it.
Please stick to your comments, please, sir.
Okay. To prevent dragging this out for the next 6 months at every council meeting, and due to discussions surrounding perceived conflicts of interest of council people, whether direct via business ownership, business management, working for one of these businesses, either as a direct employment or 1099, I feel the only way to move forward with this is to put it on the November ballot and let the people's voices be heard at the ballot box. For those reasons, I make a motion for the permitted entertainment district to be placed on the November ballot.
Second.
All right, we got a motion by Mr. Avanzino to place the permanent entertainment district on the November ballot.
Mr.
And
Mayor?
a second by Mr. Holyfield. Now, are you going to go with a map? Because it's going to have to be defined, the district.
Yeah, we needed that.
That's something we'll need to do.
Well, I mean, your motion right now is to place it on there. Are you going to put it in motion as per presented by what's presented?
So we've gotten, what, 4 presentations now from?
Well, we're going to, I mean, I don't know how many we have, but we're going to need to define what the entertainment district consists of to be put on the ballot.
And we would have until November to do that, correct?
No.
No.
Or no,
You need to, if
September.
we're going to vote on it.
That date's in July, right?
Beg pardon?
The date to have it submitted for the ballot?
Not yet.
It's
We're
in
still
July.
being-
though.
Yeah,
Right,
it's in July. It's on the same time frame as the tax initiative.
Okay.
I don't,
So,
well, sorry, I didn't mean to
Go ahead.
interrupt.
Please.
No, before you can put it on a ballot, you're going to have an ordinance or resolution by you guys to do that first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what that looks like can be, I don't know that that has to be decided tonight.
Okay, so we go ahead and vote on the entertainment district tonight, put it on the November
And
ballot.
then draft an ordinance or resolution.
Okay,
If that's what you guys want to do.
all right. So we got the motion second. All right, Ms. Moyer?
How detailed would that look?
Well, we can get into that later on.
Well, I would like to know before I.
Well, that's what the count.
Because here's the part, right? I mean, like, we're actually making policy here. So you're going to ask people to vote on something. You need to know exactly what it is you're going to ask them to vote on. And I don't want to agree with you to put it on the ballot if I don't know what that looks like. That's just me.
I'm not voting for it. I'm not
City
voting for
what the city
anything until I see
attorney
it.
was just saying is that can be decided at another meeting. Tonight, we're just voting to put it on the ballot with the process and the details would be determined to be what will be actually on the ballot, because that will have to come before the city council in a written format saying, here's the ballot number, here's what the question is. And at that point in time, the council will have to decide what those are. Right now, we don't need to decide that. We just need to decide whether or not we're going to put it on the ballot. Is that correct?
Yes, but I also understand what Ms. Moyer is saying.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to know exactly what it is that's going to be on the ballot before I agree. So I'm not going to vote to put it on the ballot, not because I don't think it's possible that we could get something together that could be voted on, I would be comfortable putting on the ballot. I'm going to vote no because this is a terrible way to make policy, and I don't know what those details are going to look like later. This is, in my opinion, a backward way to go about it.
All right, Ms. Grant?
Okay, so would we go with what is being proposed on the application that is going to be reviewed tomorrow? Is that, or do we have to come up with what that's going to look like?
That's a decision for you all to make, what that looks like. I mean, the statute for entertainment districts describes what has to be spelled out in order to enact an entertainment district. So we would have to fulfill all of those requirements. Right now, I have no idea what that's
Well, we know
supposed to
what
look
chief
like.
doesn't want, so we kind of have some direction.
Mr. Amazino?
Yeah, I just want to point out that, we're up against a clock, and we've been discussing this for months, a long, long time. So we've had ample opportunity for this body to come up with a plan, Ms. Moyer, as well as the chamber, working together or separately, whatever. We've had ample opportunity. As of July, we have one more meeting, and then July, what's the date,
I
Madam
believe
Clerk?
it's mid-month.
So mid-July, we either have it on the ballot or we don't. And what I see is this coming up to us every single month. I don't know about y'all, but every single email and every single phone call from a resident says no. Every single one.
Mr. McClung, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I'm not going to vote for anything. It's just, I just can't arbitrarily say that I want to approve something that I have absolutely no idea what it's going to be. And if you use the one they're doing now, it's just a temporary thing, and you're going to vote on it, and then, and try to make it,
legal
it's all, you're putting the cart before the horse. And if it takes forever, then it takes forever. If it's not in time, but it's not in time.
It can be read 3 times.
Or it doesn't have to, or it doesn't even have to go to anybody. Drop it.
Ms. Moyer?
About how I feel about it. You did it.
This is what policymaking looks like. This is what policymaking looks like. It's hard. It takes a long time. It takes consensus. Sometimes you rearrange it and change it. Sometimes you abandon the original ideas and you go with something completely different. I think that the timelines, while I appreciate your perspective, I think that it's just sort of being arbitrarily placed here. we can take as much time as we like. My idea, from what I'm used to seeing, is that we would develop a workshop and we would hammer out the details and we would create the policy and we would pass it, and it could be for a temporary period of time or it could be for an indefinite period of time, and we would revisit it. If it didn't work and didn't do what we thought it would do, then we would take it off the books, right? I mean, that's just what policymaking is.
Mr. Amazina?
I just want to comment on, you mentioned consensus. And, you know, the consensus of our citizens is no. I mean, it's...
I don't think we know that.
I'm not done. I will speak on what I know, the emails and the phone calls that I've received. The consensus is no. I don't know what anybody else at this table has gotten. And, you know, as far as policy making, and yes, that's what we're here to do, but we're also here to make policies that our citizens want, not that they don't want.
Mr. Holyfield?
I've heard from both sides, and no, I don't think it's a solid no from all the citizens. I think I've heard both sides saying yes, and I've heard people say no. It's back and forth. But I have heard people on both sides say they'd like to see it go to the ballot to be voted on by the people. And since it was passed by the city council at one time and then the citizens petition, they got it canceled, I think it needs to go back to the citizens. I don't think that should be something by the city council should do that. It feels like it's overriding the citizens' votes. So I thought what we're voting on tonight is to start the process to put it on the ballot. Not the details yet, but at least start a resolution or something to say we want it on the ballot. Let's get the details up and so we can all see them in the next stage and keep going. Because it's like we have been talking about this for months.
Ms. Greening?
I agree with what you're saying to a part, Steve, that I'm hearing from different people on both sides. I'm not hearing as strongly about putting it on the ballot, but I do think that how can they go to the ballot if they don't have information to truly understand? Are we going to be a drunk fest or are we not? Are we going to bring people into the economy here through tourism? We don't know until we collect data on it. And so why are we so afraid to do that? And then Rochelle mentioned you could have both. You could have the 90-day period so everybody has the information, and then come November on the ballot, they have the opportunity, but at least they're informed. They can make an educated decision on which way they want to vote. Some will just say, not going to do it, don't want it, don't like it, regardless, but at least they have the information in front of them.
Mr. Mayor? Mr. Morris?
Yeah, it's been here because the chamber has come and asked us to do something. That's why it's been on the agenda. It's been put on the agenda. They've been invited to do all the talking, and we've not done any of the work on creating a map or anything else. And if you want to upset the populace, go ahead and just say, yes, I want to pass an entertainment district tonight. Don't know what it looks like, don't know the hours, don't know that, haven't got that worked out. No. Even if you want to put it on the ballot, you've got to have something to vote on. You've got to have a good description of the map. You've got to have a good description of what the hours are, what's allowed, what's not allowed, blah, blah, blah. We've made mistakes in the past by approving temporary districts without having a map of them. And it's been left up to the police chief to hold them down. We need to do that too. So that's all I got to say.
Well, I just wanted to address what Mr. Greening said about you can do both. Theoretically, you can do both. But here, we would have to have an ordinance passed to put it on the ballot before the middle of July. And so you're not going to have the data that they're talking about in time to to put that information's not going to be before you in time to get it, before we have to have it passed to put it on the ballot. Just so you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's only a 90-day trial.
Right.
So if something happens in between that 90-day trial, our police chief can shut it down. He comes to the city council and it gets shut down. And if there are no issues, then we can vote. Do we vote at that time after 90 days, continue it? I'm not sure about that.
Well, sorry.
Mr. Alexander.
That's exactly what I see happening, is that, we cannot provide any data about an entertainment district at all in preparation for the vote, okay, which is, I think is what they were probably counting on, but that mid-July date is right around the corner. The data provided by the chamber will not be available until November or December, I'm guessing. So it's going to continue to come back to us. We're going to miss the deadline, and then they're going to come back to us again with probably another map and another plan for us to approve. And I just don't think that it's right for us to circumvent the process, especially when it's already happened before.
Ms. Moyer?
First of all, I wanted to say I appreciate Alderperson Holyfield's spirit of what you're trying to accomplish here. But I just think logistically it doesn't quite work for me. And then I wanted to clarify what Heather was saying. So you have to make the decision before we'll have the data about whether to put it on the ballot. But the people who go to the ballot in November would have information about how it performed if we did the trial. So just to clarify on that.
Yes, you are correct. Thank you.
Ms. Gruening?
Also, there was some data presented. David, I think you're out
Yeah, it
of
was
town, though, yeah, that I think that Colin or Devin can probably get to you based on Colton's presentations, and he did present some data at the workshop for the community, and he may be able to send you something.
And I do understand that the data presented, because I received a couple of emails on the workshop, or on the Chambers event, and in comparison to the city, what was the city's name that we were
It
compared
was
to?
in North Carolina, Glennis?
Silva, North Carolina.
Silva, yeah.
It's nowhere topographically correct to what we are. It's all flat, it's all great sidewalks, great streets, not a lot of stairs. So I didn't feel that it was a good comparison.
No, but they have a river that they
have a what?
They have a river right beside.
Well, I'm sure there's a barrier between their
So,
city and the river.
everyone has their pros and cons.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying that there are differences in that I don't think were consumed properly by everybody.
Any further discussion?
I move we table this until we have something in writing in front of us.
There's already
I think there's already a motion.
We already
There's
have a motion, although the table does supersede.
Oh, that's true, it does, you're right.
So, do I have a second on tabling it?
Second.
All right, all in favor of tabling this, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Is that a 4? Let's have a roll call.
5-1.
5-1? All right, motion to table passes. Okay. All right, agenda setting. Anybody have anything right now? Ms. Gruening?
So would we add the application that may be signed?
That's going to be on the application that will come before us after tomorrow. For the temporary entertainment district? Yes, that's automatic. Okay. City council comments. Mr. McClung.
Nothing.
Mr. Myers.
Oh, yeah, I've had enough comments, thanks.
Ms. Moyer.
I just wanted a chance to reiterate that I'm here to serve the public, and I'm capable of serving as an objective technician and a policymaker outside of anything, any businesses that I stand to profit from. It is clear that members of our community are very passionate about the entertainment district, which is why I think it's important to take time to really understand where everyone's coming from and to make evidence-based policy decisions. There's a lot of discussion and a lot of advocacy around this issue, and I understand it. But something that Harry said that I can agree with. There's some things.
Good.
But this one in particular, there's an important issue that is coming before this community in November. Eureka has an aging infrastructure. Costs to repair continue to only climb. And I'm sure that our citizens have noticed the increases in their water and sewer bills. This all comes at a time when we're feeling the economy. These increases are not going to stop. We never go backwards when it comes to costs. The only plan to reduce the burden on Eureka Springs residents for these increasing costs is to pass a 1% sales tax and a bond issue in November. And whatever issues we have to debate as a community, I want to make sure that this community is educated and understands what the 1% tax and the bond issue will do for our residents. I believe it's absolutely necessary to vote for those things in order to reduce the financial burden and the continued financial burden to our residents.
Ms. Gruening.
I think a lot's been said tonight, and I do appreciate all the pros and cons, because sometimes you go home and you rethink things. I do, again, agree. I do feel strongly that we do need data, though, to be able to make a decision. I think I'm glad that both Harry and Rochelle brought up about the tax increase. I think the more we talk about it and get it out to the public and how important it is and what it actually means back to the residents, once again, so they can make an educated decision when they go to vote. Now, on a fun note, I had my grandson in all last week, and we did a staycation. And Mayor, he was with me when you swore me in. Do you remember, Ashton? He wanted to come by and say hi. He just thinks you can just drop in because you made it so comfortable for him.
Well, you should have brought him.
Oh, I didn't know. So we rode the train, we did Intrigue Theater, we did the ghost tour at the Crescent, we had dinner at Emilio's. It was a lot of fun. I did run into a couple, though, that came in from St. Louis. I did let Mayor know this. There's a website out there, and I didn't even catch it, that they came here to get married. And they saw on the website that they could get a marriage license at the courthouse on Saturday. To say they were extremely disappointed and upset that the right information wasn't there. Now I know I can say there are two city-looking websites. I don't know how to get a hold of the other website to try to get it down or have them redirect it to the correct website. But it kind of put a bad taste in their mouth for Eureka. So that was a downside. If anybody has any ideas. I'm sorry.
Come on, no, wait a minute. We'll just continue this. You can get a hold of us later. Yeah. Okay.
That's all I have.
Mr. Almanzino?
Yeah, so I just want to say there's been some really great events in town. It seems that most every business is doing well, at least from what I've seen, so I'm really happy to see that. I do also want to say to Rochelle, I agree absolutely with you on the 1%. tax. It's absolutely needed, so thank you. I also want to wish everybody in Eureka Springs a happy Pride Month. And, you know, my personal opinion, we'll let all those that oppose our month and their allies have August for the I'm Not So Proud month. That's all.
Mr. Holyfield?
I also want to support the 1% tax. I try to educate anybody I talk to about it, how important it is to our community. I seem to get feedback that people understand that, but we have a big hill to climb to educate people on how to do that and make sure people understand why we need it. Happy Pride Month as well. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the loss of another member of our community, Walter Burrell, who was a welcoming force when I came to Eureka Springs, him and his husband, and he passed away, was fighting cancer just a couple weeks ago. And such a wonderful guy, and we'll miss him a lot. Also, cemetery tour is Saturday, 11 o'clock. Keep plugging away through September.
All right. Well, follow along the lines with what had already been mentioned about our sales tax issue that's going to be coming up on the ballot in November. I hope that citizens realize that the bulk of our sales tax, and I would say probably 90% and possibly 95%, is paid by our visitors into this town. That's the reason our sales tax revenue percentages, if you listen to the budget, is increasing. It's not because we're getting more residents buying things in Eureka Springs, it's because the visitors are coming and spending money and creating that sales tax increase. And again, they're the ones who are going to be paying for the improvements into our water and sewer system. In the next few weeks, I'm hoping to be able to get a plan out and showing the public also what that money will be going toward on the sewer and water, and where the improvements will be on there. And so the citizens will start seeing what the improvements of this sales tax will do. That will be paid for, again, by their visitors. The majority of it will be paid for. So also, it's also common, this is June is Pride Month, and we've got things going on all over. So we've got this weekend, June 12th, 13th, and 14th, citywide Pride celebration has events going on all over the city. On Saturday at 11 o'clock, on June 13th, we'll have the Eureka Springs Pride Parade. On Thursday, the 18th, at 3 p.m., we'll also have another parade, but this will be the Crossfires automobiles. That will be at 3 o'clock along the Upper Loop. June 11th, we'll have the Family Fun concert series with Tim Warden and Juan Moscoso. Thursday, June 11th, from 5 to 7 in the Basin Park. Mr. Holyfield mentioned Eureka Springs Cemetery tours every Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. from April to September. And then on Thursday, June 18th, from 5 to 7 in the Basin Park, we'll have a concert series with China Cat and the Honey Eaters. And then also in that same series, the next week, or the next day, the Mighty Fine Time Band will be Friday, June 19th from 5 to 7 in the Basin Park. And then on the 19th, we'll have the Mopar Parade and Friday Night Lights starting from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock in downtown Eureka. And then again, the Basin Park concert series has the Dime Trip on Saturday, June 20th from 5 to 7. And we're also approaching the 100-year mark anniversary for the City Auditorium. And so we're working on restoring the wood floors here in the basement on June 25th, 26th, and 27th from 8 a.m. to 4:30. They'll be down here working on these gymnasium floors. And many of you may have seen on the website from the Historical Museum, he's been posting some photographs of dances that used to be down here. And so you get a chance to see what the auditorium used to look like. Hadn't changed much except for the boxed in for the mechanical rooms, but the basic shape is still here. So also, we'll be doing at that time, the Main Street's going to be providing all the materials, and we'll have 2 local restoration contractors that will be teaming up with the building inspector and showing you how to repair and restore a wood floor without sanding. So if you got time and you want to know, come on down and join them, or contact the building inspector or the Main Street. So with that, I'll take a
Mayor?
motion. Yes.
I have a quick question. I had asked the office for a proclamation to declare June for Pride Month. Is that not going to be done?
We do, but I don't have that in my packet. I had it ready, and we'll get it read.
Okay.
We do have it, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Is there any other
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.